Hi, this is Guru and this is your channel Language and Literature. Today I am here to teach you how to write a narrative essay. A narrative essay tells a story. Similarly, a short story also tells a story. In the same way, a reflective essay also tells a story. Now the question arises, is there any unique feature each of these writings has, so that I can tell you this is why this is a narrative essay, this is why this is a reflective essay, and this is why this is a short story? The answer is yes. A narrative essay deals with the real life events of the author, and therefore the author becomes the narrator of the story. That is why a narrative essay has to be written from first person point of view I. On the other hand, a short story is imaginative. A short story is fictitious. It might not deal with the real life events of the author. Its main purpose is to entertain the reader with a deep message, and therefore it is written from third person point of view he. And what is about the reflective essay? A reflective essay also tells a story, and it is also written from first person point of view. But in this type of essay, the main emphasis is given on the writer's reflection on a particular theme. And here, writer's personal thinking, emotion, thoughts, and the lesson he has learned are given the highest priority. Now you have understood the differences among these three forms of writing. No matter which one you are going to write, be it a narrative essay or a short story or a reflective essay, you have to follow the plot. As they all tell a story, you have to follow the plot of the story. What is the plot of the story? A plot consists of 5 phases. What are these 5 phases? Beginning, rising action, climax, it is the most tensed moment of the story, anticlimax, also known as the falling action, and the resolution, which is also known as denouement or end of the story. Just have a look at the plot of the story. If you are writing a narrative essay, you must follow this plot of the story. After all, you are writing or you are presenting the various events of writer's life, and this story, this narrative essay has to follow these 5 phases. Here now you can see the plot diagram, and in this diagram you can see that the story begins and then it moves forward through the interaction between the characters or through the activities of the characters. Here you can see the 5 phases of the story: beginning, rising action, climax, falling action, and the resolution, which is also known as denouement and end of the story. So this is the plot, and you have to maintain while you are writing a narrative essay or a short story or a reflective essay. What should you write in the beginning section of your narrative essay? Here you have to introduce the setting, the character, and the opening situation. But before the introduction of the characters, before the introduction of the setting and the opening situation, you must put a very effective hook. Can you remember what hook is? You have to provide a hook so that you can hold, so that you can grab the attention of your readers. And how can you generate a great hook? You can generate with a vivid description, you can generate a very thought-provoking question, you can generate through a very stunning statement, or you can generate with a dialogue. It depends on the topic you are writing, it depends on the analysis of your audience, it depends on the analysis of your reader. So after the hook, you must introduce the characters of your story. It is because of the interaction between the characters or among the characters and the activities of the characters a story actually moves forward. And you also introduce the setting of the story, setting of this essay. What does the setting mean? Setting means where and how the action takes place. And then you also have to state the opening situation of the story. And then through the interaction between the character, through the activities of the characters, the story moves forward and it leads to the rising action according to the plot of the story. Here the character goes through the learning phase of their life, goes through the challenges, or here the characters attempts many things, and here we see the reactions of the characters also. So it is also known as the learning phase, challenging phase, and the phase where the characters attempts many things and developed their characters. The description of these events lead to the next phase, which is known as the climax or the conflict or the most tensed situation of the story. Here something unexpected situation happens which makes the character really very disappointed, frustrated, and we can see the reaction in the character. The character may cry, the character may feel completely disappointed, completely despair, and then with the passage of time they start dealing with this situation, and it automatically leads to the next phase of the story, that is the anticlimax, also known as the falling action of the story. With their dealings with this terrible situation, with this unexpected situation, their characters change, and with this change they learn a message, and this is how the story has to end, with this message. This is how you should write a narrative essay. You should write a very good introduction where you have to ensure the hook, you have to introduce the character, the setting, you have to tell the beginning situation of the story, and then with the interaction of the characters, with the activities of the characters, the story move forward. And then we see the learning phase, challenging phase. The characters attempt many things and they become many things, and at the same time here we enjoy the reaction of these characters. It may be the confidence in them, it may be the joyfulness in them, it may be the despair in them, but after that suddenly an unexpected things happens to them, and this is the conflict and the tensed moment of the essay. It is known as the climax, and they learn, they face this situation, and with these dealings of this situation they learn new things, and their characters become changed and they learn new things, and this is how the story ends, with a message. And now I am going to show you an essay, and with this essay I will also show you the various parts of this essay so that you can understand the various components of a narrative essay. Let me show you the essay now. Here in this essay you can see the introduction section, and in this introduction section we can see setting, character, and the opening situation. And here you can see the hook. It is also known as an engaging first sentence. And which sentence is hook here? Just have a look. It is also known as an engaging first sentence. And which sentence has been a hook in this introduction? The wind, a playful whisper, one moment could turn into a boisterous shout the next. This is the hook of this introduction. And here, if you look at the hook, and the readers, as soon as look at the hook, immediately you will want to read more. You look at how we can turn a situation completely. And then you can also see the introduction of the main characters. Who are the main characters in this story? The narrator himself and the Leo. And who is Leo? Who is his cousin. And so here we can see the introduction of this character. At the same time, we can see the setting of this story in this introduction section. A big open field behind our house on a bright and breezy afternoon. And this is the setting where the action is taking place. The action is taking place in a big open field behind the author's or narrator's house in the afternoon time. And then at the same time we see the initial situation of the story. Here Leo is excited to fly his new red kite for the first time. So what can we see here? We can see the Leo's excitement to fly his kite in the air. This is the first time he is going to fly the kite in the air. Now we can move to the next section, and it is known as the rising action. In this section, we see the Leo struggles with flying kite, but I teach him patiently. Here we see how Leo actually struggles to fly kite, but narrator is teaching him. Here we see the learning phase of the character, the struggling phase of the character. Here Leo is learning and struggling how to fly a kite in the air. What challenge is he facing here? The kite dips and falls several times before finally lifting into sky. Here the kite dips several times, but finally he becomes successful to lift it. And how are the characters feeling here? Leo is becoming more confident. When he becomes successful in flying the kite in the air, his confidence level is growing. Next, we can go to the next part, that is the climax section. And what is the climax? We know that in this section, an unexpected thing happens. What is this unexpected situation they have faced here? Just have a look. A strong gust of wind snaps the kite string. A strong gust of wind has taken his kite away from him, and it has made him feel completely disappointed. And what is his reaction? What is Leo's reaction here? Leo simply starts crying. We see the disappointment in him. What happened next? They silently walk home with the feeling of loss. This is how they have dealt with that. The joyful afternoon completely turns into a sad one. But suddenly they found another blue kite, and when they took this blue kite into the field and fly this kite again in the air, they have again become happy, and they have learned that even after losing something special, new joys can be found in unexpected way. And this is the message. You may be in despair, you may be in an unexpected situation, but a new joy can come in an unexpected way. This is how the writing is ended. This is how the narrative essay is ended with the message. What is the message? A new joy may come in an unexpected way. Thank you everybody, and if you really like this video, you should subscribe my channel. Your subscription gives me encouragement to make more videos in future. Have a great time everybody.